Hey, good evening there, everybody. I hope everybody has been enjoying their Saturday today. Just sending out greetings from Wino Friday Central here. And Mr. Bernie and Mr. Max send their greetings to everybody as well. So let's spend a little time together here this evening. And as always, I appreciate you guys logging in and sharing our video. And I hope that it continues to be informational and informative as we try to get education out there into the hands of as many people as possible. So thank you all for taking the time to do this. I know my last few posts have been a little bit long, and I apologize for that. I'm trying to figure out how to shorten these down so that you guys don't get bored. But I'm trying to convey as much information that I think is helpful and beneficial in a concise amount of time. So if you guys have any suggestions or ideas for me, if it's getting to be too much, I will not be offended. Please feel free to reach out to me and either say, no, Nick, what you're doing is okay, it's relevant, or if I need to cut back on stuff, just say, you need to shut up and not talk so much. Like I said, I won't be offended at all. The goal and my purpose is to be as informative and share information for the betterment of all of our communities. I realized looking back today over some of my previous videos that I have forgotten to thank some extremely important people, and I want to make up for that tonight. Of course, as always, thank you to all of our frontline workers and our doctors and nurses and scientists and researchers and everybody who continues to put an effort into fighting against this horrible virus. I want to thank my kids, Devin and Jake, for all of your love and support through this. You're one reason that this is so important to me, and just know how much Dad loves you. Additionally, I want to thank my business partners, Dr. Stein, Dr. Howard, Dr. Dean, and our amazing staff who have made sure that in my absence, that my patients continue to receive the best care possible from the best care team possible. And I thank everybody over at my office, and I promise I'll be back in there with you as soon as I can. Thanks, gang. All right, here's the necessary disclaimer. No, I'm not being paid for any of this information. The opinions expressed here are my opinions only, and it's a matter of sharing information for the purpose of education. I'm not offering any medical advice or medical recommendations under the terms of any established doctor-patient relationship. This information is rapidly changing, and what I post may not immediately be pertinent. Please research this yourself and stay up to date with any current guidelines and recommendations. Thank you to a legal professional who reached out to me for some help with that. All right, personal note, my breathing is better tonight. Hopefully you guys can tell that on the video. I think it probably was a combination of the little bit lower steroid dose, and then I did push it probably a little bit too hard yesterday. I appreciate so many people who expressed concern, but I'm doing better today. My oxygen levels did maintain. I never got into trouble, and I've got parameters that I monitor on that. And my oxygen levels have been good today, so I'm back on track. Okay, so why is the education here so important? Just today, I got notified from somebody who's following on here that one of their friends up north, 66-year-old gentleman in Cleveland, Ohio, has been hospitalized for the last 9 days and unfortunately got placed on a vent yesterday. Now, through tracking, they found out that this man's exposure was due to a general contractor working in his house whose wife had tested positive for COVID-19, and he was working in their house without wearing a mask or notifying them that his wife had tested positive at home. Folks, again, wear a mask. It's an easy thing to do. We've got to try to reduce spreading this as much as possible. Here's somebody on a vent that shouldn't be because of what I consider to be irresponsibility. A couple of folks have questioned appropriately about this COVID-19 antibody testing, and it's a legitimate question. Originally, when we started having these test results, there was a question about the accuracy. And fortunately, as our research has advanced, so has the accuracy of antibody testing. If you're interested in seeing whether you are a possible donor for convalescent plasma, again, I want to refer you to redcrossblood.org, redcrossblood.org. When you link up there, they will provide you local testing sites where you can go get this done and see whether you are an eligible donor. So thank you for the excellent questions about that. I hope that helps. Once again, I encourage anybody who thinks that you may be a possible donor to go get tested, become a convalescent plasma donor, and let's save some more lives. I'm very happy that even more people have reached out today saying that they did find out that they're potential donors, and they're looking forward to saving lives through their own donation. Thanks, guys. You're true heroes there. Okay, so let's get into a little bit of the science geeky stuff for those of you who are interested in that. A couple of folks, well, not a couple, several people have asked about the pediatric implications and spread of COVID-19. Well, early on in this disease, it was felt that pediatric patients who became infected were either going to be asymptomatic or very mild, and it would not have the same impact on them as we see in adults or in other kids that may have chronic illness. Well, as we see more and more spread in the community of COVID-19 among the pediatric population, unfortunately, we're starting to see an increase in hospitalizations of young people diagnosed with what we call MIS-C, multiple inflammatory syndrome in children related to COVID-19. Now, if anybody's interested, I encourage you to go ahead and pop on your favorite search engine and do a little bit of research on this. There's going to be a whole lot of research going on. This condition can be quite devastating to these pediatric patients and ultimately to their families. We need a lot of research and hopefully some new treatments coming out very quickly to help these kids. So please pray for the families and the kids affected by this devastating condition, MIS-C. That leads me into my next little post here, And that is in regards to what are being called coronavirus parties. Now, even when I was growing up, there was this, kind of thing where if somebody in the community got chickenpox or one of those general childhood illnesses, it wasn't unusual for the parents to get the kids together and get them exposed to help build that whole herd immunity thing. Well, I came across an article that was published on June 18th, 2020. And the title of the article is Coronavirus Parties Are a Bad Idea. And this article was published as an editorial collaboration between Medscape and Children's Hospital of Philadelphia. It was actually published on the Medscape website, so feel free to jump on Medscape. So I guess if there are families out there, parents that are out there, even now we've had reports of college students wanting to have coronavirus or COVID-19 parties. It's a horrible idea, folks. Don't be having parties like this, okay? This is not going to turn out well. That's the most important takeaway I can give you tonight. Helio.com, Healio, Helio.com, published 7/22/2020. For those of you who want to jump on there, that's a website that I have been using as part of my research every day. Again, these give us these little tidbits to lead us into our own research and topics that you may be interested in, and can study that in depth. So the little blip that I read, this is also being referred back to the UK recovery trial regarding steroid use in COVID-19 patients who are hospitalized. So the title of the article, if you want to look this up, Helio.com, 7/22/20. Steroid treatment benefits some, may harm others with COVID-19. So it's a little bit of an interesting read. I think for those of you who are interested, go ahead and check that out. And then a couple folks had asked me if I knew or if I'd researched anything about the role of hyperbaric oxygen treatment in COVID-19. I had not had the opportunity to do that. Fortunately, I'm happy to report tonight that one of my friends, Dr. Umesh Chowdhury, took the time and effort today to research that and sent me the information. Doc, thank you for your help and helping to spread our education to this population of viewers who are interested. So Israel currently has an NIH-supported protocol going with the use of hyperbaric oxygen treatment in COVID-19 patients. Hopefully that information will be published soon. Prior to that, Italy had put out a position statement saying that hyperbaric oxygen treatment should not be used in multi-patient chambers. I don't think I need to do a mic drop on that one. If this thing is as contagious and infectious as it looks, we probably shouldn't be putting a bunch of people together in one hyperbaric oxygen chamber. Okay, trying to keep this below our 20-minute mark. So with that being said, guys, I hope everybody has an amazing Saturday night. I hope you get the opportunity to spend and enjoy the evening with family and friends and those that you love and mean the most to you. Looking forward to tomorrow on a Sunday. Same thing. I hope you all get the opportunity to share things. I want to thank everybody again for your continued prayers and love and support, not only for my recovery, but for all of those who continue to fight either as a survivor or as somebody who's helping the survivors battle this this horrible virus. So enjoy your chocolate tonight. Mr. Bernie and Mr. Max and I send our best wishes to everybody. And that being said, if I can get this to flip around. No, I'll just show you. I want to thank my friend Sarah for sending me what what is my new favorite wine glass. And for those of you who know me well, you will understand why this is so funny. All right, good night, everybody. Have a great Saturday. Be kind to yourselves. Be kind to one another. Let's make this world a better place. Love y'all. Bye-bye. Talk to you soon.